Welcome to the SmartKeys podcast. Right now, your sales, marketing, and customer service teams are probably hoarding puzzle pieces that belong to the exact same customer.
And frankly, it is actively costing you revenue.
Yeah, exactly. So today, we are bringing you an essential masterclass for modern professionals. This is based on a really comprehensive guide by Felix Römer over at smartkeys.org.
It's a great read.
It really is.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into customer data platforms, or CDPs, and, looking at what it takes to actually survive and thrive in a digital ecosystem that is just changing incredibly fast.
Right, and setting the stage for that changing ecosystem, it requires facing a rather staggering reality from the text. Currently, 71% of U.S. buyers now expect personalized end-to-end customer journeys.
Wait, 71%?
71%, yeah.
Wow.
In today's fast-moving marketing world, that level of personalization is no longer a luxury. It's not, some premium white glove feature you just offer your best clients. It is a basic expectation. If you don't have it, you aren't just annoying your customers. You are actively losing them to competitors who actually bother to remember their preferences.
Okay, let's unpack this, because the core problem preventing that personalization is what we call fragmented data. Customer signals are just scattered everywhere.
Oh, totally everywhere.
You have a customer clicking around your website, maybe using your mobile app a few hours later, then making an offline purchase in a physical store, and then interacting with a cloud-based customer service system.
And none of those systems talk to each other.
Exactly. All these signals get trapped in their own little departmental bubbles.
Yeah.
They create these massive data silos that slow teams down and, frankly, ruin the customer experience.
Yeah, they do.
It's like, okay, think of it like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle, where the marketing department has the corner pieces, the sales team has the edges, and customer support is hiding the middle pieces in a locked drawer.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Everyone absolutely refuses to share with each other, and you just get this distorted, incomplete picture. So the mission of this deep dive is to explore exactly how a CDP takes all those hoarded pieces, breaks the locks, and puts the puzzle together to give you a single, unified image of your customer.
That puzzle analogy is perfect, honestly, because having established that data silos completely destroy any chance of real personalization, we have to look at how a CDP fixes this mechanically.
Right, like under the hood.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how the software actually bridges the gap between raw, messy data and a seamless customer experience. It happens through a fundamental three-stage flow called the Activation Lifecycle.
Okay, so a CDP puts the puzzle together, but my CRM is already full of data, and honestly, it's a complete mess.
Most of them are.
Right. So how is a CDP actually organizing this chaos? Like, what's the mechanical difference between just hoarding data and actually making it useful in these three stages?
Well, the difference lies entirely in how it executes that first stage data collection. A CDP doesn't just hold manual entries typed in by a sales rep.
Right.
You are instrumenting your web and mobile platforms to actively capture behavioral data in real time. Every click, every page view, every item added to a cart.
Or removed from a cart.
Right, exactly. But it's not just digital either. You're also seamlessly ingesting offline batch sources.
Like what? Like store receipts?
Yeah, like exports from your point of sale systems or daily logs from customer support calls. You are aggressively gathering every digital and physical breadcrumb into one central nervous system.
Okay, gathering breadcrumbs is one thing, but if a customer uses 3 different devices to interact with my brand in a single afternoon, I just have 3 separate piles of breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
How does the CDP know it's the exact same person?
That is the second stage data unification, and it relies on something called identity resolution.
Identity resolution.
Okay. This is where the magic really happens. A CDP stitches together all those different identifiers to create a durable 360-degree profile of a single person. It does this using a mix of, deterministic and probabilistic methods.
Break those down for me. Like, deterministic sounds pretty concrete.
It is concrete, yeah. Deterministic matching relies on hard keys.
That's what keys, like an email.
Exactly. If you log into a mobile app on your phone with your email address and then later log into the website on your laptop with that exact same email, the system deterministically links those two devices to your single profile. It's a guaranteed match.
But what if they don't log in? What if they're just anonymously browsing on their phone on the train and then anonymously browsing on their work computer later?
That's where probabilistic matching comes in, and this is where the algorithms get highly sophisticated.
Okay.
Think of probabilistic matching, like a digital detective trying to prove two suspects are actually the same person.
I like that.
Right. So the detective doesn't have a clean fingerprint like a logged in email, so they use circumstantial evidence.
Like what kind of evidence?
They notice both suspects use the same rare browser extension. They both shop at 2 a.m. on Tuesdays, and they both occasionally connect through the exact same IP address or Wi-Fi router.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the CDP calculates a 99% probability that these two anonymous sessions are the same user, and it merges them. The whole goal is to combine all of this into one unified customer record.
That detective analogy makes total sense.
Mhm.
So once you have that perfectly unified detective-verified profile, you move to the third stage, which is data activation.
Exactly. Activation is turning those unified insights into cross-channel experiences in minutes, not days.
Right.
You instantly push these newly defined audience segments out to your email provider, your SMS tool, push notifications, or ad networks.
So you're actually using it.
Right. You are triggering targeted messages across channels based on very specific behaviors, like, say, spending 5 minutes looking at a specific jacket but not buying it. You do that using real-time data streams.
Now, I want to play devil's advocate here for a second, because I know what some sales directors listening to this are thinking right now.
Let's hear it.
Wait, isn't a CDP just a glorified CRM? Like, if I already have a massive customer relationship management tool for my team, why on earth would I advocate for buying another expensive platform?
It's a very common pushback for sure, but confusing the tech stack is a fast track to wasting your entire IT budget. Let's distinguish these tools clearly because they really do not overlap.
Okay, lay it out for us.
A CRM like Salesforce or HubSpot is designed to manage relationships, pipeline stages, and manual contact records. It is built for human-driven sales and service workflows.
Right, so it's a relationship database.
Exactly. What a CRM fundamentally lacks is deep, real-time behavioral data. It knows a customer's name and company, sure, but it doesn't know that a customer hovered over a specific product image for 20 seconds on your website 3 minutes ago.
Got it. And what about a DMP,
Hmm.
a data management platform?
Mhm.
Because we used to hear about those constantly in the advertising world.
Right. DMPs rely almost entirely on anonymized third-party data, mostly cookies, for broad ad targeting. And as we'll discuss in a moment, their usefulness is rapidly waning due to massive privacy changes.
Yeah, cookies are basically dead.
Pretty much. A CDP, on the other hand, centralizes your own known first-party data for cross-channel activation. So to answer your pushback, a CDP is absolutely not replacing your CRM.
It's augmenting it.
Yes. A CDP feeds rich, perfectly organized behavioral data directly into your CRM so your sales team can do high-intent follow-ups instead of cold calls. It just makes your CRM significantly smarter.
Okay, so the CRM is the address book, but the CDP is the behavioral engine powering the rest of the stack.
Exactly.
So if building this unified profile is the holy grail,
Right.
and my CRM can't do it, I'm forced to go shopping. But if I type CDP into Google right now, I'm going to get hit with 1,000 different vendors claiming to do the exact same thing.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you choose without getting locked into the wrong ecosystem?
You start by understanding that the market is segmented, right? Not all CDPs serve the exact same purpose. If you look at the landscape, they generally fall into 3 distinct buckets.
Okay, what's this first bucket?
First, you have data CDPs. These are strictly focused on the first 2 stages we talked about, collection and unification. They are essentially industrial-grade pipes.
Pipes, okay.
Yeah, they ingest the messy events and they run that probabilistic detective work to stitch the identities, but they rely on you sending that clean data to other external tools to actually execute the marketing messages.
Basically, they build the clean database engine, but you have to bring your own steering wheel.
That's a great way to put it.
What's the second bucket?
Analytics CDPs. These bundle artificial intelligence and machine learning directly on top of the clean data.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's powerful. They allow your data science and marketing teams to build predictive audiences. For example, instead of just seeing who bought a product in the past, the machine learning model looks at velocity.
Meaning how fast they do things.
More like patterns over time. It notices if a user who usually logs in daily suddenly drops to once a week and then visits the cancel subscription FAQ page.
Oh.
Right? The system flags that pattern and predicts who is most likely to churn or who has a high affinity for a specific product category without having to move the records into a separate analytics tool.
That's incredibly useful. And the third bucket.
Finally, you have campaign and delivery CDPs. These actually orchestrate the rules and have native sending capabilities. You can build, segment, and deliver the email or SMS campaign all inside the same platform.
So applying this to the real world, what does this vendor breakdown actually look like when a company is out buying software?
Well, if you are looking for an actionable platform, you might look at a vendor like Insider. These platforms combine unification and multi-channel activation under one roof. Massive brands like Avon and Samsung use these.
To do everything in one place.
Right, to power highly personalized marketing across web, app, push notifications, and even WhatsApp from one dashboard.
And what if a massive multinational company is already deeply embedded in a specific enterprise ecosystem? Like their whole infrastructure already runs on Salesforce.
Then they lean toward enterprise suites, like the Salesforce Marketing Cloud CDP. It offers incredibly deep native CRM integration and advanced journey orchestration.
Makes sense.
It's vital for organizations with massive, complex, global workflows where breaking out of the ecosystem would just be way too painful.
Too much friction.
Exactly.
Right.
On the other hand, if a company is purely focused on e-commerce, they might look at commerce-focused solutions like Bloomreach.
Okay.
That targets retail teams specifically with AI-driven search and merchandising features designed to directly lift online revenue.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though, because there's a totally different approach gaining huge traction right now.
Yeah.
The warehouse native approach.
Yes, this is a big shift.
Instead of buying a packaged software solution, a warehouse native CDP keeps the unified profiles sitting directly in your own cloud data warehouse like Snowflake or Google BigQuery. I think the best way to conceptualize this build versus buy dilemma is to compare it to housing.
Okay, let's hear it.
Going with an off-the-shelf CDP, like an actionable platform or an enterprise suite, is a lot like buying a fully furnished, move-in ready house. You get incredibly fast time to value.
Right, you just move in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just turn the key, walk in, and you are launching campaigns.
Yep.
But the trade-off is that you are somewhat locked in. Like, you can't easily tear down walls or change the plumbing if your business model radically shifts.
Because it's a pre-built structure.
Yes. On the flip side, taking a warehouse native approach is like building a custom home from scratch.
Exactly. It takes way more engineering effort up front, and you have to pour the foundation yourself.
Right. You hire the architects, you lay the pipes.
Yeah.
But it gives you total long-term control, ultimate extensibility, and it ensures you aren't locked into one vendor's ecosystem for the next decade.
That is a brilliant way to frame it. And that custom-built warehouse-native approach is especially critical for organizations that face strict regulatory compliance.
Like banking or health.
Exactly, where constantly moving sensitive customer data back and forth to third-party vendor platforms is a massive security risk, which actually transitions us perfectly into understanding why all of this matters right now for a business's survival.
Okay, yes. Because we've discussed the software, the mechanics, the vendors. We know we have to buy or build something. But why does this matter today? How does implementing this architecture specifically help a business stay ahead of the competition?
It comes down to two seismic shifts in the market privacy and revenue. Let's tackle privacy first, because the ground is literally shifting under marketers' feet right now.
Yeah, it's wild out there.
We are witnessing the rapid death of third-party identifiers due to stringent privacy laws like GDPR in Europe and CCPA in California. Big tech companies like Apple with their iOS updates are severely locking down how data is shared across apps.
So you just can't track people the way you used to?
Not at all. Because of this, a company's first-party consented data, the data a customer willingly gives you, is now its most valuable strategic asset.
It's like in the past, companies were essentially building their marketing strategies on rented land.
Very much so.
They relied on third-party cookie data that Facebook or Google controlled. The landlord could change the rules, hike the rent, or just evict you overnight.
Which is exactly what's happening.
Right. But prioritizing first-party data through a CDP is finally owning the property. You are building on your own land, which makes your marketing immune to the shifting rules of big tech companies or new government regulations.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of legal compliance, a modern CDP builds what is called privacy by design.
Privacy by design, what does that actually look like?
It means it doesn't just hoover up data, it strictly enforces consent at the point of collection. It tracks exactly what a user agreed to. It enforces automated data retention windows so you aren't holding information longer than legally allowed.
That's huge for compliance.
It is. And crucially, If a user submits a request to have their data deleted, the CDP automatically forwards that deletion request to all the downstream systems in your stack.
Wow, so you don't have to hunt it down.
Right. It turns what used to be a massive legal liability and a compliance nightmare into just a silent, automated workflow.
Okay, so it protects you from the privacy apocalypse. But defensive plays don't usually win budgets. At the end of the day, this technology has to pay for itself. How is this driving specific, undeniable ROI across different industries?
Well, the ROI is highly industry specific, but the mechanics are clear. In retail and e-commerce, for example, the entire focus is on lifting the average order value, or AOV, and driving repeat purchases.
Okay.
CDPs do this by tracking granular SKU level events. For instance, major retailers like Carrefour and Chemist Warehouse have used CDP-driven triggers for cart recovery.
Oh, cart recovery is classic.
Yeah. If someone abandons a high-margin item, the CDP instantly triggers targeted web push notifications or personalized emails. They capture notable wins by literally reaching through the screen and bringing people back to buy items they left behind.
Okay, that makes sense for retail. But what about B2B companies? I mean, the sales cycles for enterprise software are way longer than just buying a pair of shoes online. A cart abandonment email doesn't work for a $100,000 contract.
Absolutely not. For B2B, it's not about immediate cart checkout. It is about routing high-intent behavioral signals directly to the sales team in real time.
Give me an example of that.
Imagine a prospect reading 3 dense pricing white papers and visiting your API documentation page all in one afternoon. The CDP flags that highly specific behavior and instantly alerts a sales rep.
Oh, that's smart.
It dramatically improves lead to opportunity velocity. You are calling the prospect exactly when they are most interested and deeply engaged, rather than just blindly cold calling them 3 weeks later.
What about highly regulated industries like healthcare?
In healthcare, the ROI is often about securely modernizing the patient experience without violating the law. This is where those warehouse-native choices really shine, because they allow healthcare providers to meet incredibly strict HIPAA requirements.
Because the data never leaves their servers.
Exactly. They can safely manage protected health information (PHI), keeping the data within their own secure cloud environment while still enabling personalized, timely communication with patients.
Like appointment reminders.
Yep, appointment reminders or prescription alerts based on their actual medical history.
Okay, so knowing the strategic value is one thing. We know it solves privacy, we know it drives revenue. But execution is where enterprise software usually goes to die.
Sad, but true.
How does a professional listening to this actually execute a CDP rollout without it turning into a bloated, failed IT project?
This is where strategy overtakes software. There is a golden rule here in the text-phased rollouts, and clear metrics beat big bang launches every single time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You do not try to boil the ocean and connect every single data source in your company on day one.
Because if you try a massive multi-year IT launch,
You just lose stakeholder interest.
right, budgets get slashed and the champion of the project gets fired before the software is ever turned on.
Exactly. The reason 90-day pilots work isn't just about the software. It's about internal politics. It starts by defining your North Star metric.
What does that mean in this context?
You need one measurable outcome that everyone from engineering to marketing to the C-suite rallies around. Maybe it's conversion rate, maybe it's average order value, or maybe it's overall customer lifetime value. You pick one, then you design a very strict 90-day pilot program to prove initial value.
So you keep it highly constrained.
Yes, you start incredibly small. You pick just 1 or 2 high-impact revenue-driving use cases.
Like the cart recovery we mentioned.
Exactly. The classics are cart recovery or browse abandonment. Or, if you are using an analytics CDP, maybe you test an AI-driven churn prediction model, reaching out to customers who are statistically likely to cancel their subscriptions this month with a targeted discount.
Right.
You run this highly controlled pilot, you measure the uplift against your North Star metric, and only after you prove it works in those 12 weeks do you actually win the budget to scale the rest.
And part of proving that it works is also proving that the cost is justified, right? I hear project managers constantly stumble over calculating the total cost of ownership, or TCO.
This raises a vital question that many teams fail to ask. They look at the software license fee and think, oh, that is the cost.
But it never is.
Never. A defensible TCO must quantify everything beyond just the license. You have to include implementation costs, cloud data processing and storage fees, and crucially, the human headcount required to actually actually run the platform.
Because someone has to push the buttons.
Right. If you don't factor in the training and the team enablement, the software just becomes very expensive shelfware.
So how do you justify that massive TCO to stakeholders when they finally see the real price tag?
By relentlessly tracking unit economics before and after the pilot, you have to ground these acronyms in reality.
Okay, like what?
You show them exactly what your customer acquisition cost was before the CDP. If it costs you $50 in Facebook ads to get a customer, but the CDP helps you personalize their journey, so their lifetime value, their LTV jumps from $60 to $200, well, the software just paid for itself.
The math just works.
Exactly. You show them the concrete improvements after those first 90 days, tying every single dollar spent to a KPI improvement.
So what does this all mean for the project manager or the marketing director who is listening to us right now? What is the literal first step they should take tomorrow morning when they get to their desk to get this moving?
The literal first step is not calling a vendor. Do not schedule a software demo yet.
No demos.
The first step is drafting a one-page vision document, just one page. It needs to clearly link the concept of profile unification to a specific measurable business goal.
Keep it simple.
It should plainly state how breaking down data silos will activate a specific audience and improve your chosen North Star metric. This one-pager is what aligns your internal teams early, and it prevents the turf wars between the folks managing the CRM, the analytics tools, and the marketing campaigns. It sets the baseline for everything that follows.
Write the vision, align the teams, pick the metric, run the pilot. It's about practical, measurable momentum over shiny object syndrome.
Absolutely.
This has been such a comprehensive look at the mechanics, the vendors, and the deep strategy behind customer data platforms. But as we wrap up, I know there is a broader implication to where this technology is heading.
There is, and it's something for you to deeply consider as these tools rapidly evolve.
What's that?
If CDPs and their integrated AI predictions, things like churn risk and discount affinity, if they continue to get sharper, we are moving rapidly toward a very different type of commerce.
How so?
We are approaching a future where businesses don't just react to customer actions. Instead, they will actively anticipate a customer's needs before the customer even initiates a search or realizes they have a need.
Wow.
Right. If a system perfectly understands your replenishment cycles, your browsing habits, and your price sensitivities, it begs the question, how will that level of predictive personalization change the very nature of how we shop, how we discover new products, and ultimately how we work?
That is a wild thought to leave on. The shift from reactive marketing to truly predictive anticipation. We want to thank you so much for tuning in to the SmartKeys podcast.
Thanks for having me.
If you want to stay ahead of the curve on business trends and technology shifts like the ones we discussed today, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on whatever app you're using right now. And please dive into the details yourself. We highly encourage you to read Felix Römer's full article. We have dropped the link to it right down in the show notes for you. Until our next deep dive, keep questioning the data, and we will catch you next time.